If you're a wholesaler or flipper or aspiring wholesaler or flipper, then you need to be aware of an emerging market trend known as iBuyers. Now, what are iBuyers and will they put an end to wholesaling and flipping real estate? Find out on today's video coming up.
For a limited time, you can get a free copy of Jerry Norton's Quick Start Kit with everything you need to flip your first house in 30 days or less. Download it now at myquickstartkit.com.
If you're new here to this channel, I'm Jerry Norton with flippingmastery.com, and this channel is all about ways to help you make money wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss new videos. The buzzword in the industry is iBuyers. Now, if you've never heard of an iBuyer, it's an investment company that markets directly to homeowners and offers to buy their house for cash. If the home meets the iBuyers criteria, the homeowner receives a cash offer with a quick closing. The sellers don't have to list with an agent, make repairs, or stage the home. These iBuyers typically take the properties they purchase, fix them up, and eventually list them on the open market and resell them. In a minute, I'll talk about who these big iBuyers are and what markets they're in, so keep watching. But first, let's talk about how this might impact you and me as wholesalers and flippers. The worry many wholesalers have is that since these iBuyers are cash buyers going directly to motivated sellers, they will eliminate wholesalers altogether. And the worry that fix and flippers have is that since they focus on volume and can take smaller profits per deal, they can pay more to sellers than local flippers, which will in turn eliminate the fix and flipper. Now let me give an example with numbers to kind of illustrate my point here. Let's say following the traditional model, the way it's always worked, is a motivated seller would contact a wholesaler and agree to sell his or her property to that wholesaler for, let's say, $100,000. Then the wholesaler would turn around and wholesale it to a local fix and flipper for, let's say, $115,000, and the fix and flipper would then fix it up and resell it to an end buyer for full market value and earn, let's say, a $25,000 net profit. Well, now with an iBuyer, the motivated seller sells their property directly to the iBuyer who pays, let's say, $125,000. Then the iBuyer fixes it up and resells it for market value and earns a $15,000 profit, and by so doing would eliminate the wholesaler entirely and beat the local fix and flipper by paying $10,000 more on the purchase, putting both out of business. Traditionally, wholesaling and flipping has been a little guy or girl's game. So how can the average wholesaler and flipper possibly compete with the marketing and buying power of a multi-million and even billion-dollar iBuyer? With these emerging iBuyers, is the industry going to get disrupted? And if so, what can you do about it? I'll answer these questions in a minute and share with you 3 things that you can do about it right now, so keep watching. But first, let's take a quick look at who the top iBuyers are. The 3 biggest iBuyers that have been around the longest are Opendoor, OfferPad, and Knock. Now first is Opendoor, who is the original iBuyer that launched in 2013. Opendoor both buys and sells properties and operates in 20 different markets across the US. The second iBuyer that emerged was OfferPad, who works essentially the same as Opendoor, both buying and selling real estate. It operates in 11 markets and includes free local moves to sellers. The third largest iBuyer is Knock, which has a slightly different model, offering a trade-in program for homeowners who are looking to sell their existing home and buy a new home at the same time, essentially helping sellers swap properties without dealing with the open market. Now, Knock is currently in 5 markets. And 2 recent juggernauts to join the iBuyer ranks are Zillow and Redfin. Known as Zillow Offers, in 2018, Zillow joined the iBuyers with the launch of its Instant Offers program. Currently, Zillow Offers is only available in 9 select markets, but the company currently has plans on expanding to more markets. And in mid of 2018, Redfin also followed suit, offering a similar service as Zillow's Instant Offers called Redfin Now. And they are currently in 2 markets, but also have plans to expand. Now, in addition to these big players, there are also a handful of smaller players in select markets. For example, in Dallas, there's Door. In Phoenix, there's Offer Depot. And we're even starting to see traditional real estate firms and brokerages like Keller Williams create their own internal iBuyer programs to give customers more options. So the question is, how will these iBuyers impact wholesalers and flippers, and what can you do about it? Well, first of all, as of now, iBuyers are not yet a force to reckon with because they're only in a handful of markets. If you take a look, they're currently only operating in 12 to 13 states across the US, and the markets where they do operate only account for approximately 5% of home sales. So right now they're only in a few markets and they're only grabbing a small piece of the motivated seller pie, which means wholesaling and flipping isn't going away overnight, but keep watching because they might be coming to a neighborhood near you. Will these iBuyers continue to emerge and expand? Will they grab enough market share to really negatively impact everyday wholesalers and flippers? I don't know. I mean, the writing is on the wall that they're here to stay. If you take a look at this chart, iBuyer sales are on the rise. Opendoor, the largest of the iBuyer companies, flipped 10,000 homes in 2018, up from 3,000 homes the year before, according to Adam Data Solutions. However, on the other hand, flipping houses is not as easy on a large scale. Zillow's first go at it proved to be a disaster. Zillow offers sold 414 homes in the first quarter of 2019 with $128.5 million in revenue. Sounds good, right? Well, after accounting for costs like sales, marketing, technology, and administration, not to mention the cost of actually buying the homes in the first place, the company ultimately took a $45.2 million loss in the offers program. If you do the math, that means Zillow lost on average over $100,000 per house it flipped. Hey Zillow, flipping houses isn't as easy as it looks, huh? But before you get too excited that Zillow is going to turn and run with their tail between their legs, despite these huge losses, Zillow doesn't seem to be affected and is chalking it up to the learning curve in a new industry, and they still plan on expanding and opening new markets moving forward. I mean, can you imagine losing $45 million flipping houses over a 3-month period? Crazy. So can these big iBuyers really succeed flipping houses on a large scale? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment and let me know. So it is yet to be seen if and when these iBuyers will put an end to wholesaling and flipping as we know it, but here are 3 tips that I'd like to give you. Tip number 1 is to choose a smaller market to wholesale and flip real estate. Even if these iBuyers expand to all 50 states, which they won't, they will only ever operate in the biggest, most active, highly populated markets, which means surrounding smaller markets will be unaffected by these iBuyers. Tip number 2 is to specialize in a niche not served by the iBuyers. It is not one size fits all with iBuyers. Aside from only being in select markets, they also have very specific criteria for the types of homes they will buy, including price, year built, etc. For example, on Opendoor's website, it says they do not buy prefabricated or mobile homes. They only buy homes valued between $100,000 to $500,000. They don't buy homes bigger than half an acre. They don't buy homes built before 1960, and so on. What this means is there's a huge segment of the market that will not qualify for the iBuyers, giving you and me opportunity to specialize and serve that segment of the market and provide solutions to those motivated sellers that are outside the iBuyer parameters. And tip number 3 is to step up your game. iBuyers may be market disruptors. They may change the game for wholesalers and flippers. But one thing is for sure, a new bar is being set. I believe in the near future, this will no longer be an amateur's industry. I believe wholesaling and flipping will no longer be a side hustle. I believe only the best wholesalers and flippers will survive. But I'm personally excited for that to happen because whenever an industry is disrupted, it provides an opportunity for some to become early adapters. What's the bottom line takeaway from this video? Don't be afraid of change. Embrace it. Build a solid foundation. Get the proper training and tools, learn your market, learn best practices, invest in yourself and your business. Build the business the right way, and you'll be successful. And the best tool for managing your wholesaling and flipping business like a pro that will put you miles apart from your competition is FLIPSTER. FLIPSTER is a cloud-based deal management system that not only helps you organize, streamline, and automate all of the steps to wholesaling and flipping houses, but it even comes included with motivated seller leads every single month. To check it out and see it in action, just go to getflipster.com. And hey, thanks for joining me on this video. If you learned something, show some love, hit that like button right now and leave a comment and share with me your biggest takeaway. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm dedicated to helping you make more money in less time wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. And I'll see you on the next video.